5 years. That's how long she managed to lie while looking me in the eyes every morning. 5 years of breakfast smiles, anniversary kisses, and whispered goodnights. All built on a foundation of deceit so quiet, even I couldn't hear it cracking. Her name is Natalie. To the world, she was the perfect wife, kind, graceful, loyal. To me, she was everything I thought love was supposed to be. Until the night her phone buzzed at 1 a.m. It was a simple notification. A message preview I wasn't supposed to see. Same place tomorrow? The name beside it wasn't familiar. I remember my heart pounding as I stared at that glowing screen. Her soft breathing beside me in bed. I didn't wake her. I just lay there motionless, my mind unraveling the last 5 years like a thread pulled loose from a sweater. Over the next few weeks, I didn't confront her. I watched. I listened. Every excuse, late meetings, phone on silent, weekend catch-ups with her old friends, fit perfectly into the puzzle I'd never realized was being built behind my back. The hardest part wasn't knowing she cheated. It was realizing how easily she could look at me and pretend everything was fine. I started collecting evidence quietly. Screenshots, call logs, receipts. I became a ghost in my own home. Polite, predictable, and unreadable. I smiled when she spoke, kissed her cheek when she left, and nodded when she said, "You're the best thing that ever happened to me." Maybe I was once, but not anymore. The day I met with the lawyer, the world outside the office looked exactly the same. Same traffic, same sunlight, but something inside me had changed forever. My lawyer slid a file across the table and said, "Once you sign this, there's no going back." I didn't hesitate. "There hasn't been anything to go back to in a long time," I replied. When I walked out of that building, I didn't feel anger. Just a deep, quiet peace. Because while she was still busy maintaining her lies, I was preparing my silence. The kind that speaks louder than any confrontation ever could. For the next 2 weeks, I lived like a man rehearsing for an ending only I knew was coming. I woke up beside her, made coffee, laughed at her stories, all while knowing I was just counting down the days until freedom. I think that's what hurt her the most later. Not the divorce itself, but how calm I was through it all. No shouting, no accusations, no tears. Just silence. She noticed the shift, of course. "You've been distant lately," she said one evening as we sat on the couch. "Work stress." I looked at her, really looked at her. The same woman who had told me she loved me while planning nights with someone else. "Yeah," I said. "Work stress." Inside, though, I was already gone. Every lie she'd told had built a wall between us. And by the time she realized it, I was standing on the other side. The night before I left, I made dinner. Her favorite, rosemary chicken and mashed potatoes. We sat together like we used to, pretending things were still normal. Afterward, she leaned in, smiled, and kissed me goodnight. I kissed her back, not out of love, but as a quiet farewell to the man I'd been. The man who believed her. At dawn, I packed my things. Not in anger, not in haste, but with steady hands. I left my wedding ring on the kitchen counter beside a sealed envelope. Inside was the evidence. Every screenshot, every message, every lie she'd thought would stay buried. When she woke up, I was gone. My phone was off. My lawyer had already filed the papers. There were no dramatic goodbyes, no final arguments, no second chances. Just silence, clean, unbroken, final. Later that day, she tried to call. Then texted. Then called again. I didn't answer. Because I'd already said everything I needed to by walking away. People always think revenge means breaking someone down. But the truth is, sometimes revenge is simply refusing to let them see you hurt. And as I drove away from that house, the one we'd built together on promises she'd already broken, I realized I didn't lose anything that morning. She did. It took her 3 days to finally reach me. Through an email titled, "Please, let's talk." I opened it out of curiosity, not forgiveness. Her words were frantic, emotional, heavy with guilt. She wrote about sleepless nights, how empty the house felt without me, how she couldn't believe I'd actually left. She said, "I made mistakes, but you can't just erase 5 years." But the truth was she'd erased them herself, one lie, one secret at a time. I didn't respond, not because I hated her, but because I no longer needed to. The man she'd lied to didn't exist anymore. I'd buried him somewhere between her betrayals and my quiet decision to leave. A week later, I heard from mutual friends that she was struggling. She'd stopped showing up to work, looked hollow, distant. One of them told me she'd been seen sitting in her car outside my old office, staring at the building for an hour before driving away. I should have felt pity, but all I felt was peace, the kind that comes when you finally stop trying to fix something that was never yours to save. When the divorce papers were finalized, I signed them without hesitation. Her signature came days later, messy and rushed, like a confession written too late. I didn't attend the hearing. My lawyer handled it all. I was already building a new life, one that didn't revolve around waiting for someone to tell me the truth. Months passed, and every now and then, I'd get a message from an unknown number. Just a simple "Hey" or "I miss you." I never replied, because healing doesn't always mean forgetting. It means remembering without breaking. I rebuilt quietly. New apartment. New routines. The silence that once felt unbearable became my sanctuary. And sometimes when I looked in the mirror, I saw someone stronger than before. Someone who learned that love without honesty is just a beautiful form of self-destruction. As for her, I heard she tried reaching out to people who knew me, hoping to pass along a message. But they all said the same thing. He's moved on. And they were right. Because in the end, I didn't need closure from her words. I'd already found it in my silence.